Yeah, we're back, you guys. Okay, see, it's different. We've tried that Sarah thing on us again. Oh, wait, maybe not. Anyway, hey, if you're on, tell us hi. We want to see you. We want to see who's on today. Hope you're having an awesome day. And just leave us a comment. Just say hello. So, we have a great interview for today, and this is Kelly. This is Kelly McLeskey Dolata. If you don't know her, you're going to find out some amazing things. I always want to have people on the program that are impacting their community and impacting where they are in a positive way. And so that's why I was just thinking and praying, like, who am I going to ask to be on the interview today? And Kelly came to my mind, and she was so sweet. And I texted her and said, hey, would you mind doing this? And she said, yeah, sure. So I'm so happy that she's here. Hey, there's one. All right, we got one. All right. No, don't go. Anyway, leave a comment if you're on, because we want to see you. We want to say hi. There's Jody. Hey,
hi, Jody.
So Jody's the one that I did sideways.
Okay.
So I was telling her about all my boo-boos before. Christy, good to see you. Christy's in Southern California.
Oh, she remembered.
Yeah, you remembered. You made it. Awesome. Good to see you. All right, so we're going to dive right in. So Kelly is an amazing woman, you guys. She's got a family. She's got 2 sweet little girls, and she has a business that's booming. Hey, Jody, good to see you. And I see her so many times. I love following her life because I always see what she's doing, like, here, do this to impact the school, do this. This is a community that needs help. And I see her all the time making this huge impact, bringing encouragement and a positive force to our community. And this is one smart cookie, you guys. And we need to find out what she's doing to balance it all. Because sometimes, I don't know about you, but I feel overwhelmed with trying to work and have kids and homeschool and myself and take care of myself. We always put ourselves last mostly. So good to see you, Patty. So we're going to talk today about those things and find out more about Kelly. Now, if Kelly passes out, hold on, I have to sneeze. If Kelly passes out today, you will know why, because I ate garlic fries last night. So I was desperately trying to chew gum before she got here because Damien was mad at me last night for eating garlic fries.
Oh, I love garlic fries. They're the best.
I'll try not to breathe on you. I'll try
no,
not to
I love garlic, so it's fine.
Yeah, but not recycled overnight garlic.
It's fine. I don't smell it.
Okay.
I'm still recovering from a cold.
Perfect.
So you're good.
You got a stuffy
Can't
nose.
even smell your gum.
Okay, that is awesome. Hello, sunshine. Hey, Patty. All right, so let's get started. So tell me, take a couple of minutes to tell us about your life so we have kind of an overview of who you are and what you do.
Sure. So, of course, I'm Kelly, and I am a mother first, well, wife, mother, and a business owner, and I live in Sonoma. My girls are 7, and my youngest, Taylor, is going to be 5 on Tuesday.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Are you doing a party for her?
We are. A girly party. It's at Snip's Hair Salon. It's this cute little kids' hair salon in Sonoma. So we're having a little beauty party for her. She's very girly, so.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. But, so I started A Savvy Event. This is actually my 10th year in business. So a decade.
Whoa.
Will be, our anniversary is this July 31st. So
wow.
It's kind of a big milestone for me.
Yeah.
Never did I think I'd ever be where I'm at 10 years ago. So.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's pretty exciting, but
wow.
yeah, so I've lived in Sonoma it'll be 12 years in May.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
so
awesome.
This is the longest place I've lived outside of where I grew up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
So this is home now.
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
hopefully forever.
So you are staying.
Yes.
Let's talk a little bit about your growing up. So sometimes when you're getting to know someone, it helps to find out like their influence, their background. So tell us about what was your growing up like? Who was most influential in creating who you are today? Who was helpful in that? What do you think?
I think really it was my mother and my father both. Both of them are very entrepreneurial.
Oh, okay.
My father was in real estate from a really young age, and so was my mom. And I watched them and their hard work and their dedication to their jobs and their careers, and it really inspired me from a very young age. My first job was a car washing business. So I always had jobs, but my first one was a car washing business. Most people had lemonade stands. I had a car washing business because I could make more money. And I always wanted my own money because my parents didn't give me an allowance. So I had to figure out a way to get money. So my best friend Emily and I, we wash cars every Saturday.
Oh my gosh, that's hard work.
Yeah, and then from there I started babysitting, and I had a wait list every weekend for babysitting.
Are you serious?
Yeah, seriously. So I was like the the babysitter of the town.
Wow.
So, and I always loved children too. So I always thought I wanted to be a school teacher, which is funny. That's why I asked you.
Yeah.
But I tried that and I had favorites. So I figured I would not be a good school teacher.
I like you, and I like you, and I like you, and all the rest of you.
Exactly. I was like, oh no, I would not be a fair teacher. So I just really, I've always had this desire to do more and this desire to be more. And even through college and my jobs, I took a lot of different courses in college because I kept changing my major. So, and then finally I graduated with my degree in hotel resort management.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
and a minor in interior design. So
Interesting.
I feel that wedding and event planning really incorporates all the things that I've done throughout my life and what I wanted to be. And it's molded into one career. And I get to use all those skills that I've learned throughout all my different jobs and the different courses I took and the different majors I thought I wanted to do and implement it into one field.
That's awesome. I love it. Okay, so now, so you've always been entrepreneurial and you had all these ideas. So what made you decide? So tell us about your first job. When, as a
real job?
No, your first job after you decided to start your business. Like, what did you start at? What did you do? Like, what was your first, like, I'll do this for you? Like, did you plan a kid's party? Did you? What did
No,
you
it
do?
was actually a wedding at the Harvest Inn was my very first job.
Really?
Like as a savvy event.
Whoa.
And actually it was April Meyer, and she's one of my Facebook friends.
Okay.
So she might eventually stumble
Yes,
upon this, but I
yes.
remember she was one of my very first, she may not have been the first, but one of my very first weddings. But I remember it being at the Harvest Inn.
Hold on, you guys. FedEx is coming to the door. So yeah, go ahead.
So, yeah, it was a really interesting experience, and I came from a hotel background. So I had worked for Ritz-Carlton Hotels and Resorts and Fairmont Hotels and Resorts for almost 10 years, and decided to cross over into the world of owning a business and an event planning company. And much like I think a lot of people do when they get into this industry, they think they know it all. And I thought I knew everything until that first wedding. And someone's like, oh, where's this? And I'm like, oh no. I'll get that. Hold on one second. And I'd run to my car and be like, I need that. So I'm really quick on my feet. And my motto is fake it till you make it.
Okay.
So anyways, yeah, it was a big learning experience. I'd say my first 10 weddings were, they all went off really well, but there was a lot of things that I didn't know. So
A lot of lessons learned.
I would say my biggest piece of advice for people that want to go into the event industry is come in humble, come in kind, and
That's good.
jump in with both feet, because it is a lot of work and there's a lot to learn, and I still don't know everything.
Do you know how many times people say to me that they say I could be an event planner? Like, I mean, it's like really, like, just photography, like, people are like, I could be a photographer, but it's like there's so much to learn.
Oh, Patty got married at the Harvest Inn.
Oh, you did, Patty!
Yay!
That's awesome. It's a great place. Sarah, good morning. Hope you're doing great. All right, so, okay, let's talk about this. So we talked about her beginning, but I want her to tell you about now. How many do you have on your team now?
Currently we have 12 event planners on our team.
12 event planners. Okay.
So
and
we're fully staffed and ready for the season.
yes, that's huge. And then I noticed on your Instagram you have 40,000 followers.
Yes.
You guys, like, that's a lot.
I love social media.
You do? Okay.
But I it's something I can't let go of, and it's something that it's almost like I've created this person, and I get to be a little bit different. So
Okay.
it's really fun for me to do Instagram, and I really love selecting those perfect pictures and, just creating a great audience.
So here's what we want to know, because all of us, a lot of the people that are on here have businesses. All of these people have Instagram accounts. What we want to know is what was probably one of the best strategies that you used to grow your audience and to really attract the people that you want, the clients that you want, to your Instagram stories.
Sure.
Or whatever.
So I think the most important thing is really to interact with your followers.
Okay.
I think that's and be true and genuine. So, and reach out to people that have similar likes and interests, and not necessarily in the industry that you're in, but outside of your industry.
Yes.
I find that a lot of my referrals in my business don't necessarily always come from the wedding industry. It comes from other industries. So I follow interior designers, I follow lifestyle bloggers, fashion bloggers, all different sorts of industries in different parts of the country, and really genuinely interact with them. It's not fake, it's really because I'm passionate about what they're doing and their businesses, and I take the time to research other companies and other businesses in other areas. And it's as easy as putting in a simple hashtag, weddings in Nashville, weddings in New York City, or interior design Nashville, interior design New York, wherever, and then start going through all those different Instagram feeds and looking at those people and start interacting with them and send them a message and start that dialogue and that conversation. And then they feature you and you feature them, and your audience just keeps growing and growing and growing.
So growing relationships really is how you do it.
Everything in life has got to be relationships. I mean, if you want to be successful in what you do, it's really building true, genuine relationships with people.
Okay, so do you follow your competitors?
Yes.
You do?
Some of them.
Do you because we follow ones who are friends, but
I don't follow
competition.
Everyone.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, my competitors are still my friends. So there's a lot of people in the wedding planning industry that I have lunch with, that I go out with, that I interact with on a social basis.
Yeah.
And I want to support them, and I want them to support me, because there's enough business out there for everyone. And I'm not necessarily, even though I have 12 planners on my team, we're not always necessarily the right fit for everyone.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's built it's kind of getting overused in our industry, but it's build community over competition, and build your community. You don't have to be, best friends with everybody in the industry, but have your little, network of people that have similar likes and interests, and that you can refer business to, because again, our business is a lot of referrals.
Yeah.
So, and I love seeing what they do, and I love congratulating them. And yesterday, my friend Erin from Bustle Events, she posted this picture, and it was gorgeous. And I commented, Erin, that's beautiful. I want her to know, that she's doing great work out there.
Yeah, but you don't compare yourself.
No. Early on, I got wrapped up in what everyone else was doing, and it was very toxic, and I had to let go of it. Yeah. And so I removed myself from social media in the very early stages of A Savvy Event, and then slowly worked my way back into it, where it was more positive.
Oh, good. Yeah, so you were really watching that. So Jody said, love that. I feel the same. So Christy said, I'm in direct sales skincare. I have no idea what networks I should follow or involve myself with. So is
every network. Everybody needs skincare.
People who have skin, probably.
Yes. Yes. Honestly, I'd reach out to any network, women's groups, anything out there. Involve yourself in your community, get involved in your chamber of commerce. Some of the things that I've done, never in a million years did I think would bring me business, and it has.
Interesting.
So,
Like what?
Joining the chamber.
Really? Okay.
Going to Rotary. You network and you meet people. And what I've learned is getting outside of my industry and getting involved in either other industries or other groups or organizations. I'm really actively involved in our Boys and Girls Club. We have another organization in Sonoma called the Sonoma Ed Foundation, and so I'm really involved in that, and I've met people of all ages. It's just amazing. So definitely with skincare, reach out to women, reach out to men's groups. Men's can all use some help with their skin too. They don't take care of it.
That's true. That's true. I'm totally trying to get Damien to try her eye cream.
What is it?
The eye cream RNF.
Oh yeah, Rodan Fields.
So I keep telling him, he's like, I don't think it works, and I'm like, well, why don't you try it for one eye for 3 months, and we'll compare. And he's like, no, I'm not gonna walk around with one eye looking good and one eye looking bad. I'm like, well, then it works.
And the self tanner is amazing. I use it before I go to any event. So sell it to people in the event industry.
Oh, there you go. I love it. Okay, well, can you talk about, this is something we were talking about right before we came on. Good morning, Sarah. I see you. And we were talking about, she just mentioned a real key about getting outside of your industry. And we were talking about sometimes what happens when you stay within the industry. Can we talk a little bit about that
definitely.
We were chatting about earlier?
So I think the most important thing for anybody that's in business, regardless of what your industry is that you really kind of expand yourself into other networking opportunities. So like I said, I joined our Chamber of Commerce. I've gone to meetings, mixer meetups. They actually now in Sonoma have a creative group for people in the creative industry. And I think that's really exciting and it's really fun.
Yeah.
And you really get to meet a lot of different people. So again, going to Rotary events, going to Boys and Girls Club events, going to, you know, anything that you probably think doesn't interest you or your business is probably going to interest them to your business.
Okay, that's good advice, you guys. Write that down. I need to write that down because that is great advice. Okay, now here is, I wanted to talk about this. I think this is a really key too. You have 12 people on your team, and was there a moment where you knew that you were going to have to either grow or die in your business? Like where you went like, well, you went like this moment where you said, I'm either going to have to take on someone else or I'm going to have to, or did you do it like intentionally to just build up a team?
No.
How did that come about?
Oh, wow. So basically,
Oh, wow. She
remember
says,
that
"Oh, wow."
train I was talking about?
Yes.
I was on the train and I did not look back. I just kept moving forward. So basically what happened was, it was about 2009. Yes, I was pregnant with my first child.
Okay.
My father passed away and I had 20, don't kill me, 8 weddings on the books.
Oh my gosh.
My husband had lost his job twice in 1 year, and we had moved into a larger home, and our rent had gone up like $500 a month, and he was in fine dining, and that was like when the economy was tanking.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm the only possible way that we can make money.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I booked these weddings, and I didn't know how I was going to execute them because it was a lot, but I had to do it because I had to provide for my family and I was going to have a baby. And so I just started adding to my team because I
Okay.
figured if I hired someone, which was really scary because first of all,
Yes.
I'd never had employees in my life.
Yes.
I was always in sales.
Yeah.
So I had clients, but I never had employees.
Okay.
And
There's a big difference too.
huge difference. And so I just started hiring people to help me and be support staff, and then it kind of just took off from there. So it really happened organically. And like I said, 10 years, if you would have told me I'd be right here right now, 10 years ago, I would tell you were crazy.
That's awesome.
Even though probably secretly this is what I wanted, and I was probably channeling that, I didn't know that at the time.
Right. Okay, so we're going to ask one more business question, and then we're going to talk about family. I see Jamie, and Christy said, would
Do
you
more than pass out cards. Enliven your card, because if you don't make a good first impression, chances are I'm not going to hold on to the card. I mean, I might and come across it later, but those people that have that conversation, just don't give out a business card. Really have an impactful conversation and follow up after you hand out your card, because handing out a card is one thing, but the follow up to me is huge. If people don't follow up, then I forget.
Yeah, it's true. Well, share with them what you've been doing for your follow
yeah.
up on your clients, but
So
it's great.
every year I try to think of something positive that I could do for myself, for others, and my business. And this year I decided that every week I was going to write 5 handwritten notes. So 5 handwritten notes to someone that's made an impact on my life, that I've seen recently, maybe someone I haven't seen that I would love to see, or someone that did something really nice for me, and a nice gratitude or thank you card to them. So every week I think about it and I find those 5 people. And it's funny, when I look at the 5 people that I select, they're all very, very different.
Wow.
So if you want me to write you a handwritten note, text her your address and I'll write you a note.
Yes.
And we'll start networking.
There you go. That's a good one. I like that. And then, last business question, we'll move on to family. But what I would love for you to talk about is what has been the hardest thing in your world of growing a business? Like, what has been the most challenging thing that you've faced? Because, it's like sometimes it just looks rosy and like everything's great, and you look at people who are like big influencers and they just look like they've got it all together. Christy says, write your note. All right. They look like they've got it all together and everything's going great, but we all have down times. We all have times where we struggle and we're like, should I keep doing this? Should I quit? So tell me about what has been probably your biggest struggle, and how did you resolve that?
Sure. Okay, I'm gonna say it without crying.
Oh, well, okay. If you cry, it's okay.
Okay. So my biggest struggle has been work-life balance and my family. So being a business owner and building a company, you can't just do it, excuse my language, half-ass. You have to give it all or nothing, but your family also deserves all or nothing too.
Yes.
And so up until actually it'll be 2 years in about a week, I really was struggling, and there was a point where I did want to throw in the towel, even though I was successful and I had this amazing company, profitable and everything else, but I felt like my life was just, my personal life was crumbling. And I had the opportunity to go to a conference in Sonoma. I'm going to plug it, the G3 conference. It's amazing. It's a women's conference, and it's Gather, Grow, and Go. And I went there, and it was life-changing for me. And I think certain things happen at certain times in your life for certain reasons, and I needed that at that time. And from that day, that conference forward, I've really put forth the effort to prioritize my family first and my business second. And it's not that my clients aren't the most important thing to me. They are, but my family and myself have to come before those things. Because if I'm not well, my family isn't well, then my clients are going to suffer. So I have to prioritize myself. I have to first, because if I'm healthy, then my family's going to be happy, and then my family, and then my clients. And it's still an ongoing struggle. I'm not going to tell you it's perfect, because it's not. I struggle with it all the time. Like tomorrow, my daughter has her competitive soccer tryouts, and I'm missing it because I have to meet with clients. But you know what? I'm okay with that, because I'm able to spend a lot of time with them, because I make that a priority and I schedule it. So I fail a lot at it, but it's better than it was 2 years ago, and I hope it can only continue to get better. And I want my kids to see how hard I work, because I saw how hard my parents work, and I probably wouldn't have the work ethic that I have had it not been for my mother and my father and their, dedication to their jobs and to us and our family.
And you saw your mom working hard, and you saw her like achieving goals and doing things,
and my mom, the best piece of advice my mom ever gave me is, she said to me, Kelly, don't ever depend on anyone to take care of you. Make sure you can do it on your own. And I've had that in my heart and in my gut for my entire life, because she goes, you never know in life what could happen. And she's like, just make sure you can handle what you do on your own.
Wow, that's such good advice, because it is scary when you're in a position where you couldn't. Like if something happened to that person that you're dependent on, or whatever, if they got sick or whatever. All right, Jody said, I love hearing the truth, and I'm not alone in those feelings. How many of you ladies out there feel like that? I can raise my hand, because I feel like that all the time. I need that G3 info. Me too. Yes. I'm like, I got to go to that.
Yes, they're actually on Facebook. So it's G3 Women's Conference, I believe, and they have one coming up in April, from April 2nd through the 5th. It's Sunday through Tuesday, and it is going to be up in Guerneville at a resort up there.
Ooh. So do you have to stay over, or can you drive? I mean, that's a long drive. It's like an hour.
Yeah, you might be able to drive. I'm not sure, but if you go to their website, just let them know. But Piper and Michelle are the owners, and they also, if you're local to wine country, they do a speaker series, and it's the next one is March 14th, I believe. It's a Wednesday. Yes, so March 14th. And my friend Jenna Mays is actually speaking at this one, and she's really involved in beauty and care and stuff like that. So it's gonna be fun.
Carrie said, "Me too." Carrie's she's a makeup artist.
Oh, I know Carrie. Hi, Carrie.
Yeah, you know Carrie. And then Sarah said, good morning, Chrissy. I see you. It's really hard to do it all, even working at home. She has a daycare at home.
Oh, yeah.
I miss a lot of school things due to my need to be home. The struggle is real. Come on. I mean, and here's the thing, ladies. Here's my opinion. You can say what you think about this. To me, I think that balance is kind of a myth, because you wake up every day and you do what needs to be done that day. For me, like one day might be like 90% work and 10% like, okay, this is a day that I can work, like if Livy's got at school or whatever. But then some days I wake up when it's going to be like, okay, I have to go to this wrestling tournament, or I have to do this, or wrestling practice, or whatever it is. And then the emails have to wait until they go to bed or whatever. So I think that it's really hard. I don't know that every day, I don't know it's going to be like ever a wheel where it's perfectly divided into segments, where it's like, this is my work, this is my family. But really, it's like we have to be searching, I think, every day on how to prioritize. So I would love, can you share like how practically how you prioritize your family over that? You were sharing that. How do you do that?
So a lot of, there's a bunch of different ways, but one of the first ways is for my initial contract that I send to my clients.
Oh.
So I only take night calls 1 night a week. So my commitment to my family is that any call that's after my business hours, which is from 9 to 5, I will
business hours, guys.
set business hours. Because that's the problem, is if you don't set the expectation from the beginning, then you can't set it halfway through the process.
Wow, that is good advice. I am hanging on to that.
Yeah, Susie Barbarian actually gave me that advice, I think.
did.
I'm pretty sure it was Susie. So what I do is I let them know when I work in my business hours. I let them know that on weekends, most of the time, I either have events or I'm with my family. And I actually explain to them that it's important for me to have good work-life balance in order to be productive for their events as well. So if you can set those boundaries ahead of time, if you have clients, I think that's really, really important. And then choose that night a week. My night is Tuesday nights, so that's usually the nights that I do late night calls. If that doesn't work for a client, I can be a little bit flexible with that, but I let my husband know that ahead of time. My husband and I share a Google Calendar, and that's been life-changing.
Okay.
So that way we both know kind of what each other's doing if we're not always communicating about every little detail. And then the other thing is just making sure that from August to November, I try to only do one wedding a weekend.
Okay.
And the reason being is my daughters play soccer. And it's heartbreaking when I can't be there.
Yeah.
And so I try to plan my weddings if I can, to be more in the beginning of the year. So then that way in the fall, I can be there for those weekends.
I love that. So you're like consciously adjusting your schedule to be available for the things that are important to you, that you value. That's awesome.
And I schedule lots of vacations.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
I prioritize, and especially like this time of the year in the winter, I try to schedule one weekend that I meet with clients. So this weekend I'm meeting with clients.
Okay.
And it just so happened it ended up being soccer tryouts, but that's okay. But I try to do that, so then that way I have my other weekends free, because we love to go to Tahoe. My kids love to ski, and I want to be able to go up and do those things with them and have those experiences.
That's great.
And I'm all about life and experiences and memories and creating memories with my family.
Perfect. Well, and then sometimes you might feel like, ooh, if I put this limitation on my schedule, like meeting with them only once a weekend, that you feel maybe that's going to impact your business really badly. Have you seen that an impact on your business at all?
No.
That's awesome.
No. And the thing is that my clients, they know that I have a family and they know that I have children. I'm not trying to hide it.
Yeah.
And, if they don't want to hire me because of it, that's fine. But my clients actually, they want to meet my kids. They want to
cute.
they want to see them. They love interacting with them, and they ask me about them, or they follow me on Instagram or Facebook and see my kids or Snapchats, because it used to be my business. Well, it still is business. Yeah. But I don't love Snapchat, so me and my kids just play around on it, and I feel like the people in my event world get to kind of see this more authentic, goofy Kelly and my kids side of me. So it's kind of just fun, and they get to see that side of me, and I feel like it really adds more value, and they get to see who really I am. Like, yes, I'm this wedding and event planner, but I'm also like a mom, and these two little humans are the most important thing in my life.
Yes, I love that. Well, I think we got some good comments on here.
Okay.
Let's see. Christy said, yes, I want to quit every day.
Don't quit.
Sales is not my personality, but I love the products, and I have an illness. She has Lyme disease.
Okay.
I hope that's okay. I said that. So doing this allows me to work on my terms and raising 3 kids. That's so important.
And it's always good to get outside your comfort zone. So this week I just did something that was completely outside of my comfort zone. Actually, now this is 2 things.
Okay, all right.
If sales isn't your thing, that's okay, but making connections and being real and being human with people can turn into sales. So don't think of it necessarily as sales. Think of it as building new relationships and new friendships, and offering someone something that's going to better their life. So think of it in that sort of way, not necessarily like, oh, here's some lotion, you got to buy it to put on your face.
I love it.
And think about the end result. Like, you want to work from home, you want to be with your 3 kids, and this is something that you get to do on your terms. So turn it into something that's really positive, and don't take the sales word, that could be your negative word, and throw it out the window, and bring in like friendship, bring in communication, bring
like
in
the language,
authentic, things like that. And then the sales just becomes easy.
You guys see why she's on here? Like, wasn't that awesome? Just change your language and your mindset. That's what she's saying.
No,
like,
because I have a really hard time
awesome.
selling myself, which is crazy. And the whole reason why I named my company A Savvy Event was because A Savvy Event is this person that doesn't exist, and I sell A Savvy Event, not me. So, but what I've been working through with a lot of different people that are in my life that help me personally and professionally is that it's me. You got to sell yourself. So I'm learning too. I'm still learning. And the reason a lot of people come to my company is because of me and what I've done, which is really hard to acknowledge. And a lot of times as women, we apologize for things.
Come on,
and
girl.
we don't acknowledge that, yes, it's me that makes this company. It's me that builds this amazing team. And I've trained this amazing team. But together, we work together to build a brand A Savvy Event. So think of those things. Don't ever be apologetic. And the things that you think you're the worst at, you could probably be the best at.
You just like preached the whole message. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Yeah, I would heart this if I was on the other side. I would put like 1,000,000 hearts. Sarah said, thank you for being so open and transparent. She said, yes, setting boundaries is a must. Casey from Santa Barbara. Good to see you, Casey. She just had a baby.
Oh,
do you know
congratulations.
Casey? She's a photographer. You probably do. I bet
I don't
you
know. Probably.
Yeah. Jody said, agreed. I call them my professional policies and share them with all my clients.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good job.
Sarah said, I do the same. It's so important to block out things that are important. Clients respect the boundaries, and it means so much to our kids to be present.
Yeah.
I love that.
One other thing that I would, I'm going to be working on this, and I'm giving it up for Lent.
Okay, all right.
I hate giving things up. I'd rather do good things than give something up. But last year, I gave up gluten.
Okay, all right.
So
you survived.
Yeah, I survived. So this year, I'm giving. I don't know if I'm giving it up or I'm setting it up, but technology free.
Oh.
So I've been trying to
good.
do this now for 2 years. I have failed miserably, but maybe we could all encourage each other and we can all do this together. But from the time I get home, from the time my kids go to bed, technology free.
Oh, that's good.
Nothing for them, nothing for me, nothing for my husband. And it's just focusing on us as a family.
Wow.
And it's funny because I have a bad back and I go to a chiropractor, and he was talking to me about how they have 1 hour of family time a week and their kids get to pick what they do on Sunday nights. And so sometimes it's playing a game, sometimes it's telling a story. So maybe incorporate that 1 hour a week.
Oh, that's good.
If you don't have a family, spend it on you and maybe journaling or writing down goals.
Oh, that's good.
Things like that.
Yeah.
Or taking that time with your kids and doing something fun. And if it goes longer than an hour, great. If not, then
Yeah. That's wonderful. Well, I want to talk a little bit about, as Patty said, making personal connections is key. Christy said, yeah, I'm so much better than that. She is good at friendships. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. I agree. Jody said, needed this today. Patty, share, don't sell. I'm sorry, you guys, my finger keeps getting there. Write a book. You should
oh my
write a book.
gosh.
Yes.
Okay, so
next year, that'll be your 2018
I've
goal.
actually, that's like been one of my things that I've been wanting to do.
Really?
And so I'm kind of in the process of working on it.
You're prophetic, Christy. I don't know what to tell you. Joel, good morning, Joel.
But not about
How are
weddings.
you? Not about weddings. Christy Via's on there. Good. And Christy Vargas, good. Nice to see you guys. Okay, so when we're talking about things that you can do to kind of set goals and take care of yourself, one of the things that she mentioned was having like a set aside time. For me, I do on the calendar one Sunday a month, I put on Mom's Adventure Day. And on that day, I just found, I'm an introvert. And so my kids are at home all the time. They're homeschooled. My husband's at home all the time. He works from home. And by the time 1 month comes around, I am literally pulling my hair out just to get by myself because, you know, we've got so much going on with work and kids and everything and blah, 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 blah. So what I started doing was I started making an adventure day. So right after church, I leave and I take the nice car and I roll the windows down and put the sunroof back and boom the music. And I go wherever I want, and I do not tell anybody where I'm going. So I don't text Damien. I mean, if I have to be safe, then I will say like, hey, I'm gonna go on a hike here. But I've gone to a lighthouse.
Oh,
like,
wow.
like I've gone to different new parks, different new buildings, different new places in San Francisco. And for me, it's just, next time I want to try doing a, what do they call that? That bath where you float, a non-sensory.
Oh, that's what I wanted to do.
What you did,
Let's
yes.
go.
Okay.
I was just thinking about that that 2 days ago. Yes.
I mean, it's a new experience.
And you get so many ideas when you do that, they tell you. Yes.
I don't even know.
You get it, yeah, so I just saw this whole special on it, and a lot of times people get very creative when they do that experience. And
But you don't
and
have a
I wanted to
notepad
do it
to
for
write
my
it
book.
down.
I wanted to do it because I want to write a book.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. We should do it together.
Okay, let's do
That'd
it.
be awesome. But then you can't
We'll
talk
come
to
back
each
and
other.
talk about it.
So anyway, it's like that's my one day to have to myself to like think, to read. Most of the time I just read, you guys, to be honest with you, or go on a hike, get outside somewhere. But Kelly has another way that she celebrates herself. And so tell us about what you've been doing, what you did last year and all that.
Yeah, so a part of like starting at the G3 conference and then just meeting different people through that process kind of led me to this place where I felt like I needed to escape, and just escape by meaning I needed some alone time. At the time, my kids were both 4 and 6, and so as you know, when you have little ones, everyone's kind of like attached to you.
Yes.
And in my industry, it's my kids, my clients. I do everything for everyone. My husband.
Yes.
And I'm like, I just want to do something for myself. I need to like rejuvenate. I want to relive. And I've always wanted to go to Miraval in Arizona. And I researched it, but I'm like, it's Arizona. I don't know anyone there, and it's a week. I'm like, I just don't know if I could commit to a week by myself.
A week. Wow.
So I kept like searching around on the internet, and I came across the La Casa Inn and Spa, which I'd actually been there with my kids a couple years prior, and the Chopra Center is there. And they had a lot of different classes and meditations and spa and things like that. And I said, okay, that's where I want to go. So I told actually, I asked my husband.
I was going to say, how did you approach this?
Yeah.
Like when you
So
said to him?
Well, I said to Nick, I said, okay, I have to do this. I have to do this for us, and I have to do this for the kids, and I have to do this for my business.
I love
because
it.
I'm burnt out emotionally, and I need to go somewhere and rejuvenate and just kind of like figure out who I am. And I said, I don't even know if I'm going to enjoy it or have fun, or I might fly home early. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I chose that place, and it was kind of perfect because my best friend from kindergarten lives there. So I called Amy, and I'm like, if I get bored of myself, can I call you and can we hang out?
Bored of myself.
But
I love that. Like it's
I really thought I was going to get bored of myself. So it was really nice. We did one spa day. So I was there for 3 days, and I did a spa day with her, and I had dinner with her and her husband, and I got to see their house down there because I'd never been down there. But I really just like had a lot of alone time, and I did spa every day. By the last day, I'm like, I am so sick of the spa. I was like,
You were
I don't want
spot
spa. I was so spot out. But you know what? It was so great, and it was so necessary. And I journaled. I did meditations. I met this is really, really cool.
Okay.
So, sorry, it's a little bit, I'll make it short. But every day at meditation, one day I was there first, and this lady sat next to me. The next day, I walked into the dark room, and there was a woman sitting there. I sat next to her. It was the same lady. Then the third day, there were no seats left but 2, and we both came late and sat next to each other.
Okay.
And I looked at her, I'm like, okay, there's a reason why every single day we're sitting next to each other. And it's not because like every day I'm like, hi, how are you?
Yes.
And so we started talking. Well, it just so happened that a month prior to coming to the Chopra Center, she was at Miraval. And I said, oh my gosh, I've been wanting to go there for 20 years since it was on Oprah. Like I've wanted to go there. And she said, oh yeah, she's like, it was great, but she's like, this has been so much more impactful.
Wow.
And
so you were like, yes.
And so she told me, so she was there for a week doing this this whole week of women and meditation and eating right and eating for your body type and all this sort of stuff. And she said, I've learned so much. And she said, it's amazing. And she was from Boise. Or had just moved to Boise. And I have a lot of connection to Boise. And all the stars were just in alignment. And I said, well, I'm coming back next year, and I'm going to do the week. So cross your fingers. In November, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to do a week.
Wow.
And hopefully I'll still like myself.
Yes.
But I
love
came
it.
back refreshed. I came back with a whole different mindset. I came back like with so much more love for my husband, like this energy for my children, and this motivation and drive for my business that I hadn't had in probably 5 years.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I know Damien, even when I'm gone for a day, he's like, you always come back with a smile on your face. Like you are so happy and just refreshed. And like, how many of you guys would dare to go on vacation by yourself? I know
My mom told me, she goes, is everything okay? I'm like, it's wonderful. I'm going on vacation by myself.
You guys are getting separated, are you?
I woke up every morning at 6 a.m. I'm like, I can sleep till noon. I woke up at 6.
I love
Like,
that. That's perfect. I saw Nadine just joined. Her daughter went to Iceland by herself.
Oh, wow.
Which is pretty an adventure. I love that so much. That would be awesome. So I thank you for encouraging us. I mean, I think you guys, what do you think about going on a vacation by yourself? I want to know what you think about that.
I know it's scary, but seriously, best thing you could possibly ever do
Wow.
is like have that space with yourself and just going somewhere that's outside of your comfort zone again, you know, and doing something. I mean, I've gone places by
Wow.
myself, but it's been work related. It wasn't because it was me
It's your
focused.
choice.
It was client driven or focused.
She keeps saying that, get out of your comfort zone, and I'm like it's just pounding me because there's this opportunity to go work out at this ninja obstacle gym
Oh, yeah, do
coming
it.
up in a couple weeks, and I'm scared. I'm like,
Well, my
I
friend
can't
just
do
asked me
it.
to go do an exercise class at the trampoline park in
Okay.
Roanoke Park,
Oh
and I'm
my
like,
gosh.
I don't want to go. And I'm like, okay, let's go on Tuesday.
Your
I couldn't
brain.
go this Tuesday because I was sick, so we're going next Tuesday. But I'm like, I can't jump on a trampoline.
Okay, yeah, well, we won't talk about what happens when you jump on a
I know.
trampoline after you have had babies,
Yes,
but
yes.
I'm like, I couldn't do
Protection.
it in our class. Yeah, exactly.
I didn't know that the first time. I learned the hard way. Learn from my mistakes. That's what I tell everybody. If you're starting a business, I'll tell you everything. Learn from my mistakes.
That was not a fun mistake to make, but you guys can
No.
identify, right? And Carrie said, while I'm listening, I'm putting dinner in the crock pot so my kids and family can have a home-cooked meal tonight while I'm off doing a makeup trial. I love that, always managing that work-life balance. And Carrie, you are so good at it. And that's a great way, too. I mean, like, they know that you're thinking of them throughout the day. And Christy said, that's so great. I usually go on retreats with speakers and tons of people, but just doing something alone sounds really great. Are you an introvert or an extrovert? What do you think? Do you like get energized by being by yourself or other people, or both?
I think younger, I was more of an extrovert, but as
Uh-huh.
I've gotten older, I'm more of an introvert. Which is really funny because most
too.
people think that I'm very outgoing and bubbly, which
Yeah.
I am. But most of the time, I kind of like to just stay at home.
You're an introvert that likes people.
I'm an introvert that likes people.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's me too. Okay, so yeah, my last question was, you always, I see you, well, I don't have time to go into all the stuff she does for the community. She does a ton of stuff. She's just like, you heard it. You've heard all the stuff. And recently there was a fire up in Lake County, and I went to go take some stuff. She was having a donation site at their office, and I went to go take a few things, and there was like all these tables lined up at the back, packed with stuff, and she was like driving it up there. And
That's what made me cry again.
Oh, that was so
Yeah.
sweet. It touched me so much, you guys. And she does that all the time for just different. Just went and got her mom from Oroville and brought her home, taking care of her. She just does a lot for making that that's good, making that positive impact. So my question is, like, you can't do that in a vacuum. You can't have a positive impact in a vacuum without the input coming in, without processing and thinking of those things and changing your mindset and changing your words and your language. So how do you maintain that positivity and that drive to change the things that you see around you? I see you taking action instead of just wishing that things were different. How do you do that?
I don't know. I think it's something that's just like inside of me, and I don't know how. I'll try to explain it. But I've always wanted to help people my whole life. That's kind of why I thought I wanted to be a teacher too. Why I thought I wanted to be a doctor, but I don't like blood.
That could be a problem.
And I didn't want to work on cadavers. That freaked me out. So I'm like, I'll fail med school. I mean, here's a good, I think I can give you an example of like who I am and how I believe. So when I had my first daughter, I wanted to have her baptized. It was really important to me to have her baptized, and it was really important to bring my kids up in a loving family with Christian, values and beliefs and God in their lives. And my husband's Catholic, and I was Presbyterian, but we went to the Catholic church in Sonoma. And I wanted to have her baptized Catholic.
Okay.
And I said, but I can't have her baptized Catholic because I'm not Catholic.
Okay.
And it was it was really weird for me that my daughter was going to be Catholic and I wasn't. And so I went through the whole process of becoming Catholic with a newborn.
Oh.
So it was a huge, and my mom and dad never thought I was going to do it.
Yeah.
But I've always been one of those people that you practice what you preach.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to say something and do something else. And if I'm going to do something, I'm going to put 200% into it. So, and I'm not going to do it mediocre. So, you know, when those Clear Lake holds a pretty special place in my heart, as well as my grandparents had property up there, and I spent my summers going up to their ranches and visiting them with my cousins and stuff. And there was a lot of family memories, and one of our properties was on Cobb Mountain. And so to me, it was just devastating to see the lives of those people just ruined overnight. And as a child, I experienced 2 evacuations due to flooding, which I just experienced again with my mother.
Yes.
So I know how quickly someone's life can be turned upside down, and I just wanted to be able to help and do what I could. And so I started, and it was kind of like my business. It just kept going and going and going. And instead of thinking about like, oh crap, what do I do? It's just like, no, let's get it done.
Yeah.
And then let's get it organized. And no other trucks were being let into into Calistoga, the fairgrounds, but they were letting us in because everything in our truck was so organized.
Wow.
From the most important in the front to the least important in the back. And like, we had the entire truck, and one of my friends, Jason from Rug Works in Sonoma, like lent us the truck and everything. And I mean, we made so many trips. I think 8 or 9 truckloads of stuff up there. And, you know, and the sad thing is some of those people's lives are still not the same, and they still need help. Yeah. And so now it could have been pretty bad with Oroville, and so far so good. We're not out of the woods yet, but, you know, it's just, if you want to make a difference, don't talk about it, do it. And there's so, like, I feel like right now there's so much, like, hatred in the world, and it's like, you know, just start small. Start with your friends. Even if you guys don't have the same beliefs on things, have great positive conversations. That's what makes a difference. We don't all have to agree on everything. We don't all have to support the same things. But you know what? We can all be in this together and try to make a positive impact on our communities. And if we can make that impact on our communities, maybe we can make it on the state and then our world. And I think the greatest thing about every one of us is that we are different, that we have different opinions, that we have different beliefs, and we all don't have to agree. And if you are passionate about something, then do something about it. Because sitting at home and talking about it and getting angry and being on social media and writing stuff, that doesn't change anything. It's getting involved.
Girl. Well, hashtag preach. We're going to church. Let's go.
So, I mean, I think that just kind of, I don't know where it comes from. I other than the fact that I love people. I love helping people. I love, you know, I can't help everybody, but where I can make a difference and where I can make an impact, then I want to. And so with my company, my biggest impact, I decided was children, and that's why I get back to the Boys and Girls Club and the Sonoma Ed Foundation, because if you don't have proper programs for children and you don't have good schools for kids, then that's the only thing we can give our children to make them amazing adults and to give them the tools to go out into the world. So my focus is giving back to those organizations in my community that I can hopefully help make a difference.
And it's like, I was telling Livy the story the other day of how, like, that kid with the starfishes, like, he couldn't rescue all the starfish, but he just threw one back and was like, I made a difference in the life of that one. Like, even if you make that difference in the life of one, you're doing that. And it changes their life forever. Christy said, Sarah said, I love that. If you want to make a difference, don't talk about it, do it. That was so great. Great encouragement to impact people. I'm praying of how I can encourage the sick community with balance in their life. That's so good. She ended up going out to Arizona for treatment and for a couple months. You guys, if you have any questions, go ahead and ask them. I'm just going to take a few minutes to ask Kelly one last question and then honor her for that. So my question is, I hear you saying that 10 years ago you would not have imagined where you are now. So 10 years ago, you didn't have kids yet, you didn't have a thriving, growing business yet. You were probably thinking like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So for all of you who are out there and you're maybe starting your business, you are at the beginning stages, or you're thinking about starting a business, you're thinking about starting a family, and you're wondering like, how am I going to do all of this, take care of myself, my family, and my business? What would you say to that person that's out there wondering that right now? How would you encourage them with that?
Just do it.
Just like Nike.
Yeah, just like Nike, just do it. Best slogan ever. No, you know, everything always starts with a dream. And my dream was to be able to always take care of myself. So that was my dream. I didn't know how that dream was going to take place or what path I was going to go down or anything else, but dream it, dream big. And I always set the bar up here. You can't see it there. Because if I get right here, it's better than down here. So set your goals high. I know it sounds cliche, but reach for the stars. And don't lose sight of what's important.
Wow, that's good. I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't mean
No,
to
that is
cut off
fun.
at all. But that's just, that's like that one, like, don't lose sight of what's important is huge. You know, it's like I see so many influencers out there, who are like passionate about what's going on in their media and da-da-da-da, but then, you know, losing sight of what's going on at home.
The other thing I would say too is that what's really been important for me too is what I like to say is staying in your lane, staying focused on who you are and staying true to who you are. And just, you know, when I got into the industry, everyone said, oh, you're going to be a wedding planner. Everyone's a wedding planner. And I said, I know, but not everyone's me. So, you know, maybe you want to have a coffee business and there's 5 million Starbucks. Who's to say you can't be a new Starbucks or something different? So
I love it.
if you can stay focused on who you are and not worried about what everyone else is doing and stay true to that and create your brand of whatever it is that you're doing and do it really well, you're going to do very well. And it's all about relationships. Everything in life is about relationships and building positive, impactful relationships.
Oh, that's so great. I'm picky on who I listen to when it comes to influencers because of that. Yeah, you have to be picky. So, Kelly, we want to honor you. So thank you so much for being on, and just honor you for all of the things that you have taught us today. I mean, you've said so many things that are like really, I can tell that they're making a big impact on the people watching and even on me. Like I've learned a lot from listening to you today.
Thank you.
Honor you for the work you do in your community and your family and just raising 2 beautiful girls. They seem so sweet. I haven't met them, but
You need to meet them.
I know. I see them
See,
on
let's do
Facebook.
it. We're going to do it.
We should. I see them
We're
on
not going to talk
Facebook.
about. That's the other thing. I'm like, this is the year of not talking about doing stuff like, oh, let's have lunch. No, we are going to do lunch.
And then
like
a year
when she
later-
said this, you want to be on the show? I said, yes, I'm going to be on it. And then she's like, what date? I'm like, this date. And then 2 days ago, she's like, do you want to cancel because you're sick? I'm like, no, I'm going to be better. I'm going to do this.
And you did it.
I did.
So we can't go for like a year and then be like,
No.
yeah, we should get together.
No, because
a
it's
year
almost
from
been
now.
2 years.
Oh my gosh.
Year and a half. Because the fires were in September.
Oh
and it
my
was a year in
gosh.
September.
Oh, wow.
So a year and a half.
So anyway, thank you for being on. If you
Yes.
guys have any
Thank you.
questions, go ahead and write them in the comments, and we'll be having this on the page and also on YouTube, where you can find it and share it with anybody that you think this would be a helpful conversation for. I learned so much. I hope you did too. Oh, goodbye, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
Hey, Debbie. I know we're just getting off Sharon.
I know.
Did you see Sharon?
No.
Sharon Novak.
Oh, and the other thing too is if you want to stay in touch and you want to network more, Julie can give you my information and you know, let's share emails and businesses and help each other grow our businesses and be positive and impactful in our communities.
Yes, I love it. And don't forget, she said if you want a handwritten note from her,
Yes.
give me your address or give her your address. I don't know. I'll tag her in it. You can give her your address, and then she's going to send you a handwritten note. So, all right, we will talk to you later. Thank you for tuning
Bye,
in,
everyone.
everybody. We love you. Mwah. Have a great weekend. Bye.